Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at installing the Curt 4-pole trailer wiring harness on a 2019 Mitsubishi Outlander. Adding 4-pole trailer wiring harness to any vehicle with a hitch is always a good idea because even if you aren't planning on towing a trailer, it's nice to have the ability to. So if you're just getting a small utility trailer or maybe you pick up some jet skis, whatever it may be, you're going to want this to keep you safe and legal. This is going to plug into 4-pole trailer wiring harness on the trailer, and that's going to give you your running lights, your turn signals, and brake lights. And as far as installation goes, this is a super easy one to do. It is truly plug and play. There's no drilling required. This one has a plug that you'll just plug into on this side, and then up in the engine bay, there's another plug. You put that up to the battery, and that's pretty much it. This one living inside the vehicle also will stay nice and tidy and clean, and you're never going to see it until you're hooking up to your trailer. As far as that installation goes, I'll walk you through all those steps to make sure you get yours installed. So let's take a look at that. To get this installed, it's actually going to be taking place in the back of the vehicle as well as the engine bay because we have two separate components and they all just kind of plug in, so it's still very easy. We're going to start with the module and the 4-pole end here in the back. So make sure that you have everything kind of cleared out because we're going to be pulling out some of this to gain access to the plug that's located on the driver's side behind this plastic. First thing we'll do is pull our cargo cover back, and we're going to remove this bottom tray. It's just going to be 2 Phillips head screws to get this removed. So we can go ahead and get these taken out. And with those screws taken out, we can go ahead and take our tray and set it aside. And this threshold kind of interlocks with this plastic, so in order to get this peeled back, we do need to pull this out. And it's just a series of clips. And the best way to do this is just kind of reach your fingers underneath and kind of pull back. You can work on each corner. And we'll just kind of work our way until we get our clips popped off, and then we can set our threshold aside. Plastic panel is going to be attached in 3 different spots that we're going to attack. The first one is going to be a Phillips head screw here. There's this luggage hook. This can be a 10mm socket or a Phillips head, and then we also have this one in the floor. So we'll go ahead, we'll get these all removed. And with that last screw taken out, we can start to peel this back. So it's just going to have a series of clips, just kind of like the threshold. So we'll just kind of work our way, just prying this back slowly. This part has a clip that kind of snaps in here. So I would lift up here first, get that separated, and then we can just work our way back. As I pop this out, I'll kind of show you. We have a clip here. There's a clip there. So really all we need is to get it to this point because what we're looking for is going to be the plug that's located right in this area. And the plug we're looking for is going to attach to the harness for our 4-pole. And it's just kind of taped up here with some electrical tape, so you can peel that tape back and get that plug loose. So we'll see that we have this plug loose now. That's going to make it nice and easy for us to take our harness, get that snapped into place. Now we also have this white wire, which is going to be a ground. It's already got the ring terminal on here, and lucky for us, right here is going to be a factory ground. So that's just going to be a 10mm socket to get this removed. We want to make sure we put our factory ground back in place here. So we're just going to put this in line with that bolt and get it tightened back down. And we're going to get our module mounted up, and there's a couple ways to do this. The main goal is to make sure it's not rattling around as we're driving. There's double-sided tape that's included in the kit. It's not always the most adhesive thing, and a lot of times you'll just clean off a flat surface and stick this. I prefer the zip tie method. That way if that adhesion doesn't hold on to it, it's still going to be in place with the zip tie. So I'll get mine zip tied up and show you how it looks. Now what I've gone ahead and done is I put our module down here. There's this foam here which will kind of insulate any movement, and then I just used the 2 holes there to zip tie it around the wires to kind of keep that in place, and then the rest of the wires I just zip tied up. So at this point, just get your 4-pole kind of routed over. We're going to have this stowed in the cargo bin that we had previous, but before we get everything put back together, we're going to go to the engine bay, get that part done, and test to make sure that it's all working. Now in our engine bay, this is actually a pretty easy step here. Just to make it a little bit easier for you all to see at home, we have our air inlet that goes into our air box. I'm going to get this removed. It's just 2 plastic push pins, and then it just kind of pops into place here. So I think getting this removed is going to make it a lot easier to see the battery. And the plug for our harness that's going in the engine bay is going to match up to this, and it's going to be located just on the right side of the battery. So you'll reach down, and there's a gray plug and then a black plug that has electrical tape. We're going to be going after that black plug. So if you can kind of peel it back, a lot of times that tape will give way. If you need to, you can just cut it. It does have a dummy plug on it that just kind of keeps dust and dirt out of there. And so you're going to push on the tab, get that dummy cap taken off. So the dummy cap is inset in the plug, so you're going to push on the tab on the plug that's going to stay there and then just pull this top portion out. So you're going to kind of have to 2-finger this or 2-hand this down there. It's a little bit tight, but this should slide out. And from here, we can just take that plug and plug it in. Got a nice snap there. Now we need to attach our ring terminal to our positive terminal on the battery, and make sure you don't have the fuse in place on the fuse holder. We don't want power going through here as we're attaching it. Yours may have a cap here that you can lift. It is kind of tricky to get this to work well with the ring terminal, so I think a better option, if you pull this cap up, you just kind of pull this straight up. That's going to give us access to a lot more options. So really we can tie into any of these. So a 10mm screw or a socket should take care of that. We'll just go ahead, we'll get this loosened up. And we'll get our ring terminal here. We'll put that nut back on, and then we'll tighten this down. And slide our cap back on. And depending on if you have this outer cap, you may need to put just a small notch for that wire to kind of fit. You might be able to kind of squeeze it through there, whatever works best for you. We'll put our fuse in the fuse holder. And once we have that in place, we'll just cap that up. Just make sure that those teeth go in the slot. Sometimes it is kind of tricky to push this down. Now we're going to be testing ours using a 4-pole tester, and this is really nice because it keeps it specific to the vehicle, and that way we know immediately if there's any wiring issues. You can pick these up here at eTrailer, but if not, you can hook this up to the accessory or the trailer that you have. We'll start off with our running lights. Next we'll do our left turn signal, our right turn signal, and then finally our brakes. So now that we know that everything's working properly, we can take our dust cap, put it on our plug, and this is just going to kind of keep anything from building up in the plug while we're not using it. And we're going to have this stowed again in our compartment that we have. So as I put the plastics back, just kind of leave this out, and that way we can get it put back in. We're going to get everything put back just in the reverse order that we took it off. And whenever you're ready to use your 4-pole wiring, because this lives inside, you'll just drape this on the weather stripping here, and you can close that hatch down. It's not going to damage the wires, and then you'll be ready to hook up to your trailer. And that's kind of the pros of having wiring that lives inside, is when you need it, you can easily gain access to it, but it's hidden the rest of the time, and keeping it inside is going to keep it nice and clean. And that was a look and installation of the Curt 4-pole trailer wiring harness on a 2019 Mitsubishi Outlander.